Welcome back to The Buzz with Bernadette, and today we are going to be talking with Jacinda Heather. She is from the Modern Boho. This episode is going to be all about creativity, personal style, and what it really takes to turn a vision into a successful business. Today's episode was filmed inside Jacinda's beautifully aesthetic Subiaco store, creating the perfect backdrop for this conversation. I'm joined by Jacinda, the founder and creative director of the Modern Boho, a brand that has built a strong following for its relaxed, timeless aesthetic and beautifully curated boutique spaces. But this conversation isn't just about a store. It's about Jacinda's journey from her early creative instincts to developing her signature style to building a brand that has grown into multiple locations right here in Perth, and what women are really looking for when it comes to style and confidence. So let's get into it. So today we're going to welcome to the podcast Jacinda Heather, and we are filming at your beautiful store here in Subiaco. Welcome to The Buzz with Bernadette.
Oh, thank you so much, Bernadette. I'm so happy to be here.
Such a pleasure to have you on. There's so many questions I want to ask you, but I think let's start at the very beginning. So were you always a creative person growing up?
Yes, absolutely. I would be sketching and drawing from a very young age, and then that followed on through my schooling. I was top of the class in my art studies.
Wow.
And actually always wanted to go to art school.
Yeah.
And then just wanted to do architecture, actually. So everything that I dreamed of doing when I was a child was always a creative career. And so the art practice, it just continued really throughout my life. And I actually ended up hairdressing. I went into a hairdressing career when I left school. So
well, that's so creative. And you do your own hair as well, don't you? As in colour it, which is fantastic.
Yeah, so it's great. And it has been... I have learnt so much through hairdressing, because I worked for a really great company that had many stores. Training was huge for this company, and there were great opportunities, and I became a manager. And it's so much more, hairdressing so much more than what people think.
Yes.
It's about communication, it's about touching people, being in close proximity to people, and understanding colour theory and face shapes and the technical side of it. So
listening and interpreting what they want, and
a lot of psychology, and you are a bit of a therapist.
I was going to say, and being a therapist as well. We love to go into the hairdresser and just unload, tell them everything, and we know it's a safe space as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I know people don't realise, being creative is just you can be, doing art, hairdressing, designing clothes, interior design and stuff like that. So, did you do art all the way through school? And what point did you think, I want to take this to a different level?
To be honest, there wasn't really a great plan at that point. And so I actually took on the hairdressing apprenticeship as just a backup plan, really, because I went to uni as well after I finished my apprenticeship, because that had always been the plan. I wanted to be in academics somehow. And so I did marketing, and I did English and communication, and all of these stages of my life, they just really helped me grow, learn, and all the skills actually. I was still painting, by the way. So painting canvases and always being artistic behind the scenes. And of course, the hairdressing industry was very much about fashion. So I did a lot of behind the scenes in runway modelling shows, doing hair. So all of that learning. Really, I'm using it all now.
It's so
in the business,
good. Yeah, it's been so helpful. You don't realise at the time where it's going to take you, but
you actually don't.
Yeah, but it's so important to where you're going to go in the future. So
Absolutely. And I always say, like, I talk to my staff and I say, if you're a creative, you don't have to put yourself in a box. One thing, you could be many different types of creative and really, I think we have a tendency to do that. Like, what will I be when I grow up?
Everyone wants to pigeonhole you, like you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, and I've never been one either to fit into those. I want to do
categories.
A little bit of everything, and so I think it's important with being in a creative industry to have that freedom to just go where you want to go.
Absolutely, and always have self-belief, because I think that has really been key.
Exactly.
And not be afraid of failure, because otherwise you wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, exactly. And know that you are going to have little failures along the way, but through those you're going to learn and get better. So
that's right.
It's very important. And when did you first realise that your creativity, like beyond the hairdressing, could become a career?
So from there, I actually went into sales and marketing for a hair product company called Redken. And so I travelled a lot with this role, and I was actually one of the best salespeople in that role as well, because I think sales is all about relationships, and I had the connection with hairdressers already, so it was not too difficult for me to move into that space, and I absolutely loved it. I thrived in that environment. Again, learnt a lot about people and interactions and all of those things. And it was still in the beauty fashion arena space. So I did that for about 7 or 8 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I travelled and did lots of different things. Did the big travelling thing in my late 20s and over into Europe. And then I met someone. And
As you do.
As you do on your travels.
Yeah.
And then we sort of travelled the world a bit together through his work, actually, lived in different countries of the world. So South America, Switzerland, and spent, not long in a lot of different places. So I'm very well travelled.
Yeah.
And that also the nomadic influences from travelling and seeing different cultures is also a big part of how the Modern Boho
how you've set up
today came about as well.
Yes, and we can see from looking around that there's so many influences then after hearing you say that from your travels.
Yeah.
So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So you did travel around, and travelling, I think, just gives you such a broad perspective on things. When did you decide to call Australia your home?
So, Perth itself.
Yeah, Perth. Yeah. So you lived in other parts of Australia?
Well, so in Queensland and Brisbane originally, and so New Zealand born, and then I went travelling in my late 20s, and then ended up living in Brisbane for 5 years. Then more travelling, and then Perth, and that was in, I think, the early 2000s.
Wow.
About 2003. Wow. So a good amount of time. Yeah, so Perth is home. I've raised my family here.
Wow.
And
so you've travelled everywhere, and then you thought Perth looks like a beautiful place to bring up your family?
Yeah. I just love Perth so much. It's the... Don't tell everyone the secret.
Don't tell everyone. Everyone will be coming over. I know all the celebrities are moving to Australia, so let's keep Perth to ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Tell me more.
Yes, they are. They love. Yes, lots of people are moving here. So Okay, so the aesthetic here in the Modern Boho is very distinctive. So how did it first come together in your mind?
So, because I've always loved clothes, fashion, and pushing boundaries a little bit too with my creative side, and I got to a point in stage in my late 40s where I had lost my identity a little bit, because I think this can happen as we go through different decades.
Yeah.
And, you know, I had a certain style and persona, I guess, when I was hairdressing and that part of my life, and then I was travelling, then I was a mum, and like at different stages, and then I just felt that I had lost. I wanted to get my identity back, and I was in a different sort of stage of life, and I had a desire to make the wardrobe less cluttered and confused, and give it more clarity.
Yes.
Because as part of that, it would really give a sense of calm to the day, because I guess many people, and I know customers that I speak to, have had the experience of having hundreds of clothes and nothing to wear.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's me.
And it's very, it can ruin your day, actually.
Yeah. So, well, it takes up time.
It takes up time. I had countless occasions where, you know, I would be getting ready for work or whatever, and would be running late because I hadn't thought about what I was going to wear and prepared it the day before, and therefore I was, you know, grabbing things, and then things weren't working, and when I started to really put together all my learning and knowledge about colour theory and design, and I had also done interior design as well, as was another part of my learning, and therefore when we start to look at the self as actually a blank canvas that we're doing perhaps an artwork on, I started to see all the similarities between actually dressing and painting, interior design, about balance and harmony, and how all those key things actually are the same principles when it comes to style.
Okay.
And therefore, the 60-30-10 rule is something that I tend to talk about a lot.
Please tell us, what is the 60-30-10 rule?
So it's about when you're putting together an outfit, so 60% of the outfit is like the dominant colour, and then 30% will be the secondary colour, and then 10% will be the accent.
Oh, wow.
So you can kind of see that in the mirror when you're looking, you know, and it could be like the 10% could be in your jewellery, so it could be your silver or your gold, for example, and the
30?
Yeah, so the 30% could be like your accessories, your shoes, your handbag, and your scarf or hat, or and then the main component of your outfit. And there's a few different ways that you can put those together as well. So there is flexibility within that. But I started to realise that actually when you break it down and put it into a formula, sort of like that, it really made it much easier for customers to also understand the concept behind the Modern Boho.
Yes.
And the colour palette. So it's about simplifying. Our colour palette is around earthy tones, so it does have a little bit of a safari vibe, but that also comes down to the relaxed element. So it's the Modern Boho, which is modern bohemian elegance. So it's bohemian style retold in a contemporary way. So taking all the great elements of boho style, which is floaty, free, and flowy silhouettes, but then making them a little bit more contemporary. So I made a decision early on not to put any pattern or print into the garments, and just to keep the palette very simplified, very pared back. And that actually has given it a very European flavour as well, because I do see in Europe a similar way of dressing.
Yes. So then can people add prints like in the way of scarves and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
So that's more interchangeable.
Yeah.
And then they can keep their silhouette nice and simple and then adjust it how they feel on the day.
Absolutely. And I love print, but I think using it in a considered way in scarves,
handbags,
in hats, in bags. We're really big on animal print, actually.
I love.
Yeah, so we use a lot of animal print, and again, that's sort of a little bit from the safari influence and a little bit.
And then with your artistic background, are you doing any patterns? Obviously not on the clothes, but are you doing any patterns yourself or producing any, on your scarves or accessories?
No. So the scarves and accessories that I've produced so far have actually just been mainly non-printed ones, but that could be something that I do in the future.
Foresee this in the future for you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I had at our launch actually recently for the Claremont Quarter store.
Yeah.
The lovely Nicola, I think.
Yes.
So she loved our mural.
Yes.
And
beautiful.
We got talking about how did I start, was what she said, into the fashion industry. And actually how it came about was I started doing T-shirts, putting my artwork on T-shirts.
Yeah.
And so she said, well, I'd love that mural on a T-shirt, and if you do that, I'm going to buy it.
Yes, that's right. That's exactly right. Yes, a few people said. So that's definitely something you could do.
Easily.
And have because so we did the beautiful event for the opening of Claremont Quarter store. And so, did you design that mural? There's a beautiful mural on the wall in there, a beautiful lady and with some gold leafing. And
I collaborated with muralists, actually. Yeah. So we came up with the design together.
Yeah. Okay. So well, that will be something that we could possibly see on T-shirts soon. That'll be
absolutely
so stunning. I think it's a great idea.
Yes. No. It's definitely. I used to love Wheels and Doll Baby.
Yes.
Yeah, and I used to shop there all the time.
Yes.
And Nicola was saying the same. So I loved, and it reminded me of those. Yeah, so it's all those little things that you remember from your past.
And the good thing about having a boutique or being in retail or hairdressing and talking to people is that you get to feel what they like, what they don't like, and their needs and everything. And so you get a good handle on what the public likes and wants. Yes. So it's very good to be in touch like that. And I was going to say, when you are styling clients or you're seeing clients in the change room, or what's the number one thing that you're hearing women say at the moment? When it comes to them trying on outfits, and what are their needs in terms of fashion, and what sort of what age group as well are we talking that is your main age group that comes in?
So quality is huge, and a lot of our customers are really impressed by the fact that we choose sustainable only fabrics. This is really key also to the brand. What I'm very, very passionate about is that we don't use any man-made fibres at all. So it's all natural fibres, so it's all cotton, linen, or a blend of the two. Cashmere, silk, wool, and leather, for example. And I'm very, so along with the no print or pattern in our main garments, the natural fibres is one of our other key areas that I promise to our customers.
That's great.
Down to the linings, everything, because when you are manufacturing and designing, you have control over those things.
Yeah.
So I really talk about this a lot to our customers, because at a certain point in your life, and you feel hot and cold, and you have changes hormonally, and so there is that demographic that really appreciate the natural fibres element and the breathability. And not only that, we have in such a throwaway society these days. So the return to thrifting, I think is really great as well.
That's true.
So it's really important that there's awareness around what garments are made of. And when you do a deep dive into it, it's actually quite horrifying, because microplastics are in our environment. We breathe them in. So when you see a stream of light from your window and you think it's just dust, it's actually microplastics.
Wow.
That you see floating in the air. And the microplastics are actually in our clothing, and when we wash, this is synthetic fibres, so when we wash the clothing, the microplastics are coming out and they're getting into our waterways, and they're also getting into our air. And so it's really important that how we care for our garments as well, to reduce the amount that are shedding. So it's a whole nother topic. It's a whole nother topic.
It is fascinating though, because they're in our food, they're in air, and it's, if we can do one thing right and actually wear natural fibre clothing and reduce what's coming out into the waterways as well.
And if you want to do a little bit more reading, Richard Thompson is a scientist and who has discovered, and I think he actually named microplastics, the term microplastics as well.
He actually termed it.
Because it's a relatively, in the terms of science and discoveries, it's relatively new that they've discovered that microplastics are now in the human body. They've actually been found also in the faeces of newborn babies. So so it's, as I say, when you do a deep dive into it and you realise that, the fast fashion that we've been sold, it is to make it cheap and economically viable. The chemical processing of the fibres that are man-made, it's plastic clothing. At the end of the day. So true. If anyone's interested, I've done a blog on it recently, and it's on our website.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, that's good. Because there's even you can go even further into it, and they say that there's I'm not going to go into it now, but they say that there's frequencies attached to, that linen holds a really good frequency, and back in the day they used to use it in hospitals and stuff, but they don't anymore. But that's interesting. You'll learn it all on here. You'll learn it all on this podcast.
I try not to bamboozle customers.
That's right. We try and keep it simple. Maybe the 5th, 6th visit we'll go down that path.
Down the rabbit hole.
That's right. But But
it does feel better. Like natural fibres, they just feel better on the skin. They
do. I wore one of your beautiful dresses at the launch in Claremont, and it was stunning. It was stunning, and I think that dress probably sold out that day. It was a great.
Thank you.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful dress.
You looked amazing in it as well.
So, which was your first store? We're in the Subiaco store now. We launched the Claremont one a few weeks back, and
so I have the Guildford store. So that's
the Guildford,
the original store. It's called Imagine That Lifestyle. So not to to be
or to have its own identity.
It has got a slightly different identity, and we do probably more homewares out there, and as well. So it's a lifestyle. So there's more home there than in the other two stores. So then we've got the Subiaco store, which is a little proportion of home, but then mainly the T&B label, and then of course the new Claremont Quarter store, which is just mainly the label only, and in
so wonderful. And tell us, like, is it daunting having 3 stores? Will you stop at 3, or is it exciting opening a new store, or is it like, do you feel a bit of pressure? Just
both. Yeah. You know, because as everyone says, retailing is hard. It's a struggle sometimes. And you know, while a lot of big places are closing their doors
or switching online,
I do see though that I predict there's going to be a shift back to consumers face to face,
because
people don't know what's real anymore, you know, AI, and also a lot of people don't trust websites. You can trust ours, but you know, in terms of the scammers out there that are faking big brand websites.
So true. I had a girlfriend a few weeks ago. She ordered an amazing bright orange dress, she paid for it, and it never came. And the website looked amazing and everything, and it never came. So I guess, if people know you're a physical store, you really exist, they can come in and get styled. Not only that, but if they can't come in, they know that you're reputable and can order off the website as well.
And the way I look at it with the website is it is a tool that actually complements the physical stores. So I often say to customers, you know, we've got the website, pop on there. You can just browse our clothing on models, which gives you a better understanding and idea of what we do. And then you get an idea when you come into the store of what you want to look at. So it's that's how I see our website, rather than an online selling platform.
And I think you're right. Everything does come all the way around full circle again, and we come back to, you know, people want to come in and talk to somebody and have that personal service, rather than imagining how would I style this. They can come in and
absolutely, because styling is a huge part of what we do. It's huge, and it's not to be underestimated, because with the collection, everything that's being produced, when new items are being produced in the design process, I'm thinking all the time, what have we done before, and what are we going to do next, and how will those pieces tie in with our existing collection? And this is about sustainability as well, and ensuring that you can continue to use past items. And so it marries in together in terms of styling. There's a lot of consideration put into that. So a lot of the same fabrics will be used. We might bring out a dress that can double as a coat, for example, in a fabric, and then the pant will come in the same fabric, and maybe in a few different colours, and so on. Then there might be a shirt, and therefore it's about building pieces, but slowly, rather than you don't have to get everything at once.
So did you do like a stylist, a course to become a stylist, or no? That's what because how important do you think it is, you know, in terms of like studying something? Because, you know, essentially what you're doing now is you're selling, you're styling, you're artistic, you're creative. So how important do you think it is to study a specific course? Or do you think, as opposed to on the job and learning over a matter of many years and travelling, etc., to hone in your skills?
Well, this is only my experience, and I would say that any type of learning or course, I'm a great believer in learning, and I've I've done online courses, and I've been to university, and I've been in the real world, and combining those skills always helps. But I truly believe that it really comes down to an artistic eye.
Yeah.
And if you're a creative, you tend to have that eye.
You just have it. And
the way also that I've realised this is through different types of staff. I can gauge pretty quickly who's got an eye and who hasn't.
Yes.
And so I've realised that it is a skill.
Yeah.
But I also say to people, because I've often had comments about my paintings, wow, wish I could paint. I'll hear a lot. And, I went through a stage of my paintings were pretty ugly, but I persevered and I kept going and kept going. So I do say, like, you can improve in, it's like learning
it would
the
change.
Piano.
Yes.
You might not know how to learn the piano, but if you practice long enough and hard enough, and so I'd often say that when because I'm always an optimist, and I always believe that if you put enough work and effort and you self-belief into something, then you can make it happen.
Yeah.
But you have to work hard. It doesn't come
easy
work.
And years of experience. So would you say then it is a good blend of like education and experience and perseverance? You got to want it as well. You
do, definitely. And I think all of those things, like I don't think I could have done this 2 decades ago. So the timing, because
right.
I've also got the experience of living in different parts of the world, understanding different cultures. I've also had a really keen interest in music and pop culture, and so all of that, on the t-shirts. Well, some of my artwork is of celebrities, so portraits, and then those portraits I put onto t-shirts. So
cool
from the 80s and things like that. So
how cool is that to see your artwork on t-shirts?
They're sold out, I'm afraid.
Oh, that is amazing. There's a sign. You need to do some more.
I do need to do some more. But they were really popular.
That is amazing. And how do you find, so like women in the change rooms, do you find, how is the body positivity?
So I'm always of the opinion that not to, this whole thing about, I do hear a lot the comment that I'm 80 years old, for example, so I'm too old for that. Like I hear that comment quite often, and it might not be that they're 80, it could be that they're 60.
Yeah, that's right. Or they're 40 and they're saying that. Yeah.
And
I heard it in cosmetics as well. I can't wear a red lipstick. I'm too old for that. But you can. There's tones of colours you can wear. So for you, it would be, yes, you can. There's different ways you can style it, or
absolutely, and it's. So I do try to change mindsets as well if I can.
Yes.
And also I often say, because I think as women we always pick holes in our figures, and to be honest, we're the only ones that do it.
Yeah.
And other
that's
people,
right.
We are.
Gee, actually, you never hear men say that.
Well, we're the only ones to ourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Because
that's right.
But when I hear it, often I hear it.
Yeah.
And I always still get so shocked, because I'm actually looking at that person as a whole.
Yeah.
And not thinking anything about until they point it out.
That's right. You don't think anything about anything, and then they've drawn attention to something you never saw, and then you realise your job is as well, when you're working with people, to just come back to that, you know, giving them that security and that listening. Sometimes they just want to say it and they just want someone to listen.
That's
you know,
true.
and
That's
then
true.
or sometimes they want advice, sometimes they don't want advice, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just all about working with each individual and having that skill as well, isn't it?
It really
It's crazy.
It really is, and I think that's where my background in hairdressing really helps,
comes in.
because, you know, I learned from a very early age how to, I guess,
Yes.
steer a conversation
Yeah.
in a positive way.
That's exactly right.
And body image, and I think I threw away my scales years ago.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I weigh. I haven't.
Yeah.
I have not weighed myself for probably 20 years.
Wow, that's so good.
Because I just don't, it used to upset my day.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
it would be, oh no, I've put on 2 kilos.
Yeah, you focus on a kilo.
And and I realised that was actually really damaging my own mental health. It was making me unhappy. It was making me depressed.
That's right.
So I just decided, no, I'm not partaking in that.
Yeah, well, that's a
whole
powerful thing. Yeah.
So I recommend it.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. But I also think, like, the way you dress and the way you feel, so your fabrics, the styling, helps you feel a certain way and gives you a certain amount of confidence, body confidence as well.
Absolutely. And I do say we don't do tight-fitting clothing, so we do contouring clothing. So there's a difference.
Good. Yeah.
So like
That's
the black
true.
dress that you wore, for example.
Yeah.
It was really sexy.
It was very flattering,
but it was
sexy,
flashing. Yeah.
comfortable, breathable. It was really lovely.
Yeah.
And the fact you can style it, you could style it with heels, but it looks really good with boots and
Very edgy with the
very
boots.
edgy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
So-
nice to express yourself like differently with a dress like that. Yeah.
Exactly. And that particular style of dress I've done in a few different fabrics as well, for the reason that it is easy to wear all year round, because you can put a long sleeve knit underneath it for winter, for example, with your long boots. And so it can take you through the year.
I know. So we can layer with your clothing as well.
Yeah, you can layer. Oh, it's all about the layering.
It's all about
It's all about the layering.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of it, so that it's not just, you know, because a lot of people think of linen, cotton clothing as just being summer, but actually we do cashmere and cotton knits as well, and they team beautifully with all of our... And some different types of cotton can be heavier as well. So so it's about educating our customers too about how to put the outfits together. And I do recommend even booking a styling session.
Yes.
As well.
So is that something you offer? Like, you can book that separately?
Online.
Yeah.
Yes, you can book
fantastic.
Yeah. And then you have a private session.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's a lot more that goes into it. So there's a lot more preparation and understanding what the customer's needs are.
Yeah. Do you tell them to bring in any pieces from home, or do you just work as a blank canvas?
So it's really, it's a collaboration between the customer and myself. And if they want to bring pieces in from home, they can.
Yeah.
And, you know, but I would give them the guiding principles first around our style.
Yeah.
And that comes down to our formula and the palette and all of the things that we've talked about.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, and it's quite transformative actually.
Yeah, I was going to say they'd feel quite empowered after that, because then they walk away with skills as well of what to do moving forward.
Exactly. And it's really simplified and broken down for them, so that it does make it really clear and really easy to follow. And it's not about following trends at all. Yeah. Yeah,
that's what I was going to say. Like, so yeah, how important is it to have your staple pieces? Like, what? Yeah. So, what is your opinion of things that are in fashion or on trend? Do you just ignore those, or do you?
No, I don't ignore them because I'm very interested, you know, in what is happening in the world of fashion.
Yeah.
And so I keep myself educated, obviously, about, you know, what's going on. But one of the key things I do look at is the youth. What are the youth wearing? What's happening in music right now?
Yeah.
Who's popular? What are they wearing? What are people sort of, you know, aspiring to kind of look like? And so I do.
Yeah, because you can adapt.
You can adapt
that into
absolutely.
your style. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's. I think it's then becomes a bit of a fusion. Of, you know, the for example, the oversizing, which has been quite big now for a few seasons.
Yeah.
And that is a trend. And so, you know, we have our Charlie shirt, for example, which originally was an oversized shape, but I've actually now done the Charlie shirt for our new season in a small, medium and large.
Right.
So
you do make small refinements,
I make refinements
in terms of how the fashion is going.
And also based on customer feedback as well.
Yeah.
And then, you know, because we have really petite customers too, and the oversizing just doesn't work for them. So so
that's
so
true.
there's that. But I think having awareness around what is actually going on in the fashion, anyone who's involved in this industry needs to know what's actually going on.
Have your finger on the pulse. Yeah.
And I do travel also a lot, and I just watch what's being worn on the streets as well.
Yeah.
And I love doing that.
So yeah, exactly. Me too. People watching as well. So tell us now.
In Perth?
Yes, people watching.
It's very
in
interesting.
Perth. So good. The cafe strips. So like, how long is it taking you to get ready in the morning now? And do you lay your clothes out the night before?
Okay, how long did it take me to get ready? How long did it take this morning? I usually allow 1 hour, and that's from, you know.
That's good.
Doing
way to
makeup,
go.
doing hair.
Hair, everything.
The whole thing. It's an hour. Yeah, I know that it's an hour.
Yeah.
Tops.
Perfect.
Sometimes less than that.
Yeah.
So usually I don't have changes. I don't lay things out as such, but I have a fairly small rack of.
Do you have a small wardrobe or a big wardrobe? Is it oversized?
It's actually become a lot smaller.
Okay.
It's become a lot smaller.
I'm aspiring to this.
Be. Yeah, from what it used to be. It really is a lot smaller. And
I think it's the best way to be.
They say that we only use 10% anyway.
I know. And the difference is a big wardrobe, you're literally trying to push the hangers apart to get your things out.
You don't know what's in there.
Exactly.
You forget.
Yeah. Exactly. I think you're you're on the right track.
It's just
we need to get smaller wardrobes.
We do, Stop looking for the big walk-in robe.
I know.
And
what about your accessories? You've got to have heaps of accessories.
Yeah, I do have quite a lot of accessories. Yes.
That's good. I know you express yourself through accessories.
Yes,
I feel which is good.
Yeah, definitely.
And tell us about these shoes that you've got on. They were a big hit at the launch. Everybody was asking me about them, and they're so amazing. Are they something that's new and?
Yeah, so not in the stores yet, but they're a prototype. So they're actually new technology. And
they look very comfortable.
Biotechnology, so eco-friendly and sustainable, and they are very comfortable. There's no joins, so it's just one piece, and they
look like they would have the comfort of a sneaker.
Yes, they do have the comfort of a sneaker.
Yeah. Wow. Will they come in different colours or like nude and white or anything?
Yeah, I can get.
They will.
Yeah, any colour.
Amazing.
Any colour. I know. I'm just waiting for the right Oh, stay tuned on that one.
Yes, stay tuned on that.
Stay tuned
yes. Okay, so do we see any future like changes coming to the brand, or apart from your new beautiful prototype shoes, is there anything that you've got in the works that maybe the public doesn't know about yet?
I am
working on a few little creative dreams.
I definitely. So, you know, we have our classic pieces, but I'm also looking at doing a more avant-garde collection as well. So it's going to be a little bit more edgier.
Oh, wow. That would be amazing.
Yeah, so keep watching, because this is only the beginning for the Modern Boho.
See? And that's what I like, is that you're always changing. You're not just like, no, this is me now, or I've just opened the store in Claremont, that's enough. You're always on to the next thing, and that's, I think, what a true creative is like. And so lastly, is there any advice you would give to maybe somebody who's an aspiring designer or someone wanting to open their own store? Any advice you would give to them coming into the industry?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Definitely go for it. Just the main advice I would say is to let go of perfectionism and don't wait for the right moment to feel that you are ready, because a lot of my learning has happened along the way of the journey, and it just evolves and gets better. But the main thing is just start. So take action. And I think, you know, we hear it a lot, but it's actually really true.
No, it's so true. Yeah. It's so true. That is perfect. There's never a right time to start.
There's never a right time to start. And, you know, I did hear from a lot of like naysayers, you're so brave, and I was sort of taken aback, because I'm such an optimistic person that I was just like, you know, I've only got one life, and we've all only got one life. Just take that life and make it great, you know, and do the things that you want to do, and take that risk, because otherwise you just look back and go,
you missed opportunity.
You missed opportunities.
You missed it, and you stayed safe.
And you stayed safe, because
there's no fun in staying safe.
Well, we all worry about failing, and but at the end of the day, we have to remember failing, as I think you said earlier, is learning. Learning, and actually by failing, you actually improve.
Yeah.
So
well, there's two ways you can go. You can improve, or you can give up. And
that's right.
And the universe, I think, just sends you little tests, and if you give up, well then that wasn't the path for you. But it tests you out just to see if you really want it. So, and you've done so well, so I'm really excited to see your new little things coming up, your prototype, and to maybe visit you next time in the Claremont store.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love you to come and have a podcast there.
I know. It's been so beautiful here today in Subiaco. Oh my God, it's been lovely chatting with you.
Thank you so much, Bernadette. I've really enjoyed our conversation.
Thank you. So thanks for being on The Buzz.
Oh,
and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks, Bernadette.
Thank you.